Sorry about that. My kid came in.
Oh, well, I already hit live.
Oh man, why did you do that? You didn't do the intro.
I was about to hit the button, but whatever. We're here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the intro. We're gonna do this like we normally do. So hey,
blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
In the center.
alrighty.
Hey,
Man, got us all discombobulated today.
Hey.
I did it again.
I mean, you know, it's becoming a thing. Anyway,
It can't be. I can't do it.
Yeah, whatever. Let's do the intro, V.
No doubt. I'm just making sure I thought I heard the game plan. Anyway, everybody, we thank you for jumping into the Senate tonight. I'm your boy, the V. Got my man, Mike Precise. Got my wonderful homegirl, Sharita, in the building. Good to see you. Got my man, D-Ray, the producer, as always, in the house. Our special guest tonight is my man. I'm going to tell you, I appreciate this brother, first of all, coming to hang out with us tonight. But most of all, his positivity, his encouragement to help you think better than you should normally. So my man Msanii in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Hit you with the Arsenio Hall, man. Had to go.
Not the dog, man.
Take it back.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. First and foremost, Queen Sharita, how are you? It's so good to see you.
Hey, y'all.
Good to
I'm
see you.
all right.
Good.
I hope you are.
I'm good. You know, considering that you got here before one of our actual hosts. I mean, you know.
I was excited to be a part of the center of the night. There's a lot of stuff going on in hip hop. Of course, I'll speak to you guys. It's great. But...
I'm just encouraged by your punctuality. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, look, this is talk to me. This is one of my very. This is a highlight moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just getting jabbed up. I'm getting jabbed up like it's a
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't
like it's a COVID shot. Oh,
I didn't mention no names.
I'm getting Ali'd and Sugar Ray up.
Hey, you know what they say? Only a hit dog.
But you know
hollers.
You know what? Even you know, this is a hip hop show. Remember 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I pass the 6 minutes, sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it again. It ain't gonna happen again. Ain't gonna.
Don't even lie about that.
Don't even do that.
Don't even do that to yourself.
Anyway, for tonight's guest, we got my man Msanii. Msanii, first and foremost, thank you for hanging out with us. Second, how are you doing this evening?
I'm amazing. I had the best day today. The best day every day that I possibly can. But today specifically, man, phenomenal, man. Got up, got to take the Kings to a park because we homeschool. Got to get them out, in the sun for like 2 hours, man. Got the baby going down the slide, climbing up things now, holding himself up, going down the slide, not bumping his head or nothing. So that was a major achievement.
Okay.
So yeah, I had a beautiful day today, man.
That's
beautiful
awesome.
day.
That's what's up. So Msanii, we like to always ask every artist, like, let the people know who you are, what you're about, and let them know a little bit about you.
Easy answer. I'm an extension of you. You know, I'm just trying to be better, just like everybody else is. Put it in my music. What you hear in my music is I'm not preaching to anyone. That's my higher self talking to me to be better. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're listening now. I don't know if we ever spoke about that, but if it resonates with you, then it has nothing to do with me. That's your higher self talking to you. Just get better, you know?
There it is.
I love that. I love that. So another question that we ask every guest on the center, Msanii, tell us about when you fell in love with hip hop.
Ooh, good question. When I fell in love with hip hop, Down with the King was the first song that I heard. It was just a mixture of so much. It was a mixture of rock and roll. It was a mixture of hip hop. It was daring. It was very brave of them to come out with a song like that. It was very boisterous, yet at the same time, it wasn't too cocky. So it was just like exuding confidence is what I got from the song. And I'm like, dang, we can rap about this, you know, like this is cool to talk about. So then that's when they were set tapes, and then they had the actual see, that's what I'm talking about. Things like that happen. That's not coincidence. That's synchronicity right there.
Word up.
That's synchronicity with the universe, you know. So someone's gonna see this, and they needed to hear this. They needed to see this,
right?
You know, for a plethora of reasons. But that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Love that shirt. But that's when it was they had cassettes, and then they had the instrumental on it also. So that's actually when I fell in love with it and started writing, actually, because I'm like, yo, this beat is ridiculous. And I'm like, I can write to it too. So I just started writing to it.
Yeah, Down with the Kings, man. Because, you know, early 90s when West Coast was starting to gain some momentum, and it almost was like the East Coast was like, not yet. Not yet.
Right.
Can I speak on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Sharita.
I was watching the Run DMC documentary, and they were talking about the transition that occurred with that album, with that single, and I had no idea that so much had gone on, especially with DMC being so introverted,
nerdy,
and the way they personified themselves and reinvented themselves with a spiritual appeal, but with the roughneck appearance in the track. Who made that track? I remember they said who made the track.
P-Rock.
Right. And so, oh my gosh.
That's
I remember when I first heard that as well, Msanii. I was actually like, this is not your My Adidas Run DMC. This is Run DMC.
Yeah, I actually have that instrumental and vocal in my playlist, and I too have already started writing something to that instrumental.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, man.
That's dope. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
Nah, man. Run DMC. Obviously, the Run DMC is my era or our era. You know, me and Veep.
But you know what though? Speaking on that, it was almost like that particular track though was almost
comeback.
It was a reintroduction. You know, like what
like a comeback.
Said, that this is not your My Adidas Run DMC. This is
grown up.
They are the gods. Run DMC.
We are the gods.
You gotta hear Pete Rock's telling of how that song all came about. It's an excellent story, because you know he wanted to do he approached them to do the track and to get on board, and once that ball started rolling, everybody wanted to come, everybody wanted to be down with the video, and it's that whole thing of down with it's all that whole down with the king. And if you remember, Run anytime there was a tour, Run always got to be with his cocky self back then. Whose house? Run's house. And everybody knew it, and nobody, I mean, you didn't really hear no backlash because everybody knew what time it was, and everybody respected that, which they still do, and they still get the respect that is due. And yeah, it's just a great story, man. You got to hear Pete Rock's telling. It's great.
No doubt.
I look for that.
So Msanii, big question, brother. With your own money back in the days, what was the first hip hop album you ever bought?
The album?
Mm-hmm. Well, if it was albums at your time, it was probably CDs.
Before I answer that, to kind of sum up that Run DMC talk, you get shunned for even still today for that kind of confidence. People, you get shunned by people who are not confident themselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So Down with the King, it's just like whose house, Run's house. You gotta have that, man. You gotta be able to exude that.
Yeah.
You gotta know that about yourself.
Right.
And then link up with people who are also aware of themselves like that. And then that's how you start to make large things manifest.
You know what? And let me piggyback on that real quick, because there's always a difference between humility and someone telling you to be humble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And to me, when someone is telling you to be humble, your dreams and your aspirations and the things that you're doing is too big for their mind to comprehend. So they're trying to pull you back, and we ain't about humble. And we practice humility, but, save the humble.
The arrogance is shown in how you treat other people. If you're a confident person, but you're also good with people and treating people the way they should be treated, the way you want to be treated yourself, I don't see what the problem is with, a little bit of cockiness. I don't see I don't see an issue. If you believe that you're good at what you do, no matter what it is, but your behavior does not show a negative arrogancy, I don't see a problem, and I don't see where anybody got anything to say about it.
That's kind of like
about that before we came in, and apologies, Sharita. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say a good example of that is J. Cole. He knows. But he's also very benevolent and very he compliments, and is very much a part of things. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nah, definitely. And we were talking about that before we came in live. That's the ego. Like, you need your ego. That's very important. But this is just my opinion. But you need your ego, but only in those arenas of action, of game time. So like when I'm I'm recording right after I get off of this. Actually, I got a button, man. I'm always in the lab, always recording. So that's ego is fully on, man, turned on. Like, ain't nobody better than me. It is what it is. But I wouldn't be in a group of people saying that though. If I'm not recording, I'm just gonna be chopping it up with you. Odds are you're not even. I was actually in an establishment not too long ago, and they found out that I did music, and we were about to get into some movement. It was a fitness facility, and for Infinite Life, actually, look them up, Dallas, man, phenomenal. But they were like, hey, we about to play some music. What y'all want to listen to? And they all knew I did music. I'm just waiting. What y'all want to listen to? I ain't say nothing. I ain't play this, play that. And then one of them was like, yo, man, after the workout, he was like, yo, we actually could have played your music. Why don't you say nothing? And I'm like, Brownie, I don't move like that. I just don't move like that unless I'm actually recording or like we in a session right now. Oh yeah, it's different. We gotta be confident. We have to be fully aware of ourselves. We are the best. Like that's gonna come through the music. People are gonna hear that. They're gonna be inspired by that. But yeah, outside of the realm of the action, there should be. It just
So tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and play one of Msanii's jam. We'll come back and Msanii can answer that question.
Yeah, apologize. Answer that
No,
question.
no, you're good. You're good. That's what we're here for. Is just a dialogue. So you were good, my brother. This one is one of my favorite songs from Msanii. This is The Circle of Life, right here on the center. Let's check it out.
Oh, now that's real. Pops a rolling stone and flatten grass fields. My mandatory raps a passive act spill. React like Drax will relax. I'm past chill.
This manifestation of imagination is just a creation of communication with an integration system like the Matrix, filled with entertainment, past us education.
Court-appointed lawyers for blacks in litigation. Corporate enormous tax cut and evasion. Saw George Floyd on the news and couldn't take it. It's hard to tightrope walk it all, but I'm a Grayson. One day we not gonna be passive with the slaying. One day we might just put action to the saying. One day we'll stop all the blasting and the spraying and stop carrying weapons that will smith you like Jaden. To be free to you, to them is disobeying. They told you to get into heaven, you needed praying. They left out the heavens, your thoughts, and where you haven. It's not you, it's we, it's deep, it's complicated.
One day you have it, one day you have it, go away. One day you have it, one day you have it, go away, go away. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Shine bright like a solar light. No, we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright.
Yeah, you gon' get it today. I'ma send it your way. This a clinic, don't forget every visit you pay.
It's cringeworthy to say I've been perfect, cause hey, the kids calling my name. I'm too busy to play.
This a scrimmage, shirt skins, the ending is late. Life's a scary movie with hands digging your plate to take the dividends, dollars and pennies you make. I'm transparent with you, even when you really opaque. Marcus Aurelius states, everything you hear is an opinion, not a fact. But is that really the case? Cause we all know planes leave a chemical trace, and we knew he was guilty. You see Zimmerman's face, and we all want to crash in the video chase, and we want that hottie to let us feel on her waist. And we know one day we will see God's grace transcend our body and be up in outer space.
Bright like a solar light. No, we can make everything alright. Yeah. One day you have it, one day you have it. Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah. One day you have it, one day you have it. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Shine bright like a solar light. No, we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And that was Msanii with The Skillful Life. So, Msanii, real quick, tell us the inspiration of writing The Circle of Life.
Ooh, there's a couple of inspirations. So in no particular order, but one of them, shine bright like a solar light. Christian, Dr. Christian Cage. She owns her own business, New Leaf Wellness in McKinney. Her and 4 sisters own that business. But she had a child that was born, and then she lost the child at birth. And the child's name was Solar. She's gonna name her Solar. So that's one inspiration part of the song came kind of like right as I was wrapping up writing the chorus, and I'm like, man, that'd be a crazy bridge, like shine bright like a solar light and know you can make everything all right. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, would this be something that you would want to sing or would be comfortable singing? And she was just like, oh man, like that's crazy. I want to honor her at all times. I want to immortalize her basically. And she's like, I'd love to sing that. So There's one inspiration.
So that's her.
One day you have, one day it goes away. That it's just that's just all you have is now, basically.
Bruh, I did not know that.
Inspiration for that. That's all you have is now. So you can plan for tomorrow and you can do all of that, which is great. You should, but bottom line, all you have is now. So if you don't do what you're supposed to do now, take care of yourself now.
Right.
Think good thoughts now, positive self-talk now. You ain't no tomorrow, you know. So that's what that is, basically.
Whew. Man, that thing is salute, man. Because that track always makes me smile. It makes me move, but the fact that it has some weight to it now, it's just like, wow, okay, yeah, that's something, man. Yeah.
Thank you, and I'm glad you said move, Shree, because that's the kind of music I love doing, man. I want to make people dance because they're brainwashing us with all this music, right? And it all comes from the beat. It all, even Kanye was talking about that, but it stems from the beat, and then they put this demonic kind of like negative message over it, and you're just repeating it and singing it and singing it. And oh, that's my favorite song. It's like, man, that is killing you. Little by little.
Yep. And people say, "Oh, I don't listen to I don't care about the words. I just listen to the beat." Well, it doesn't matter. They're still there.
I'm brainwashing with the other stuff too. I'm brainwashing you too, but it's with the other side. I'm combating. I'm the anti-hero, man. So purposely, yeah.
So Msanii, in your opinion, when did this counter programming start? Where at what period in hip hop did you think that it switched from the message to that message?
Honestly, right around that time, right after that, Down with the King, like it was like right around that time where, and I don't want to down someone else's artistry because it's all needed. It's all needed because if this wasn't here, then that wouldn't be here. If you didn't know love, you wouldn't, if you didn't know hate, you wouldn't know love. So like, it's all needed to a degree. But to answer the question, I think that around the time where the hard kind of music came, or people label it as gangster rap, but not. So here's the thing with that. That's their story, right? And there's a lot of good and a lot of positive messages you can gain from that too, as far as they're telling their story about what they went through and their struggles, and like, don't do this and don't do that, right? So they're telling you those messages as well. But what I'm saying is they'll pinpoint individuals who are weak-minded, came from a really, really tough background, basically. Both parents on drugs or this, that, or the other. There's all types of different scenarios, but they'll target people and then give these people opportunities to be in your face, and they'll promote these people, but they're already dealing with trauma and a lot of issues that they're not able to kind of tell you anything positive at this very moment because they don't know anything positive at this moment. And these record executives know that. So they're going to boost this person up to make this the acceptable way to be. And these people who are even talking about these negative things don't want to be in this mindset. So they're actually being used. They don't want to be in this mindset. They want to heal themselves. They want to be happy. They didn't want a mom on drugs or a dad on drugs, or they didn't want to be abandoned or shipped off, or listen to DMX. Like, look at DMX's documentaries and all his interviews. I mean, he was sent off to like boarding schools and this, that, and the other, and like, man, he went through a lot. He didn't want to go through that. You think he wanted to go through that? Like, I want to go through this to be this person, to then be this star. He didn't want to go through that. So they use these people, they target them, and then they use them, and then to obviously get money for their company, and then they just toss them out. Especially when that person starts to be like, yo, I don't want to talk about this no more, which happens all the time. And it's typically around like the second album. or third album. Talk about this no more. And then this person's crazy, or then they start putting that narrative out. This person's a lunatic. This person's crazy, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Sharita.
Go ahead,
I'm
Sharita.
sorry. I'm just excited.
Well, first of all, Sharita, you ain't got to raise your hand. Just jump in.
Like double dutch.
Yeah, word up. It's double, yeah.
You at
Word up.
home.
It's double Dutch in here.
Yeah, you at home, Queen. So
I'm
just jump
practicing
on in.
not over talking.
No, go ahead.
Oh, nah.
Another good example of what you just stated about someone actually coming up from under the fog in their second or third album is Eminem. People can talk about him however they want to talk about him, but I think that he's a great MC. I do think that the record executives utilize the Slim Shady persona to get people's attention. And then finally with the Marshall Mathers LP or EP, which one's EP or LP?
EP.
He began to talk. He began to talk about his traumas. He began to talk about the things that ailed him, all the way up to his drug use. And then with relapse and then recovery, he talked about, leaving that realm. But then what happens? He's not talking about the junk anymore. And people's like, he's washed up. People's talking, this way and that way. But at the same time, all he did was grow. And there was a demographic of people that were able to grow with him and get up and out of drug use or up and out of their trauma by listening to this particular artist. He's just the most extreme example that I can think of, in regard to what you're talking about, combating your personal issues, but being used initially to get people money. And so per se, not that he did. Don't get me wrong when I say that, but
that's a great example though, because
very good.
There came a point in the industry where it was cheaper to make cheap music that sold a lot, because if you take a record like Down with the Kings or like When They Reminisce Over You or any of those, there is a spiritual as well as a musical investment that is required for that music to actually resonate with people. And somewhere along the mid 90s, they decided that, hey, we can make a cheap version of this that can sell millions and millions of CDs. And, we can, it's a whole generation of one-hit wonders that, they don't even have to invest in the artist anymore. Because it's, they do one, throw him away, and here comes another one.
And the 360 deal was born.
Exactly. So here's my question to you, Msanii. How would you advise a young hip hop artist to be their authentic selves in an industry that rewards being fake and having a facade?
So the first question that I need to circle back to is I'm not sure and I believe it had to have been a Tribe Called Quest album as my first album. It had I just my big brother
which one
kept firing me in the car just all the time.
It was either
I never
Lower End Theory.
Which one?
It was either Lower End Theory or
Rhythm and Rhymes. Rhythm and
Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
Beats.
Oh wow!
Life. Apologies. Yeah, that's yeah. And then the main producer on that, Jay Dilla, was from where I'm from, and I didn't even realize that until after I got into the music.
Dilla forever. And
to answer your question, D, you just have to, in my opinion, you need to just be you. Talk about your actual, for real life. Like I'm talking about if you woke up that day, brushed your teeth, ate some oatmeal, like walked a mile, like whatever you did, walked your dog or what, like talk about that. But talk about like how you felt doing it. Talk about why you're doing it. Talk about, do you like doing it? Do you not like doing it? Why don't you like doing it? Why don't you like real stuff, man? Talk about you, because that's what's going to eventually, that's what's now. Like whatever you do is what's now. Like when Eminem came out talking about all that, he wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna talk about this because no one's talking about it and I'm gonna change the industry. He was just being himself, and he changed the industry. Like the industry needs you. It doesn't need another clone of something. It needs you. It needs you more than you need it, because you're authentic. You're you. So
facts.
Yeah. So
be yourself.
So
that's the main thing I say.
That leads. That's a good segue and leads into another question that hinges on that, like the other side of the hinge. What are your thoughts on majors or independent? What do you see? What do you see right now? What do you see coming? And what is your personal preference? Would you be just stay straight independent? I think there might be like this direct to consumer boom starting. What do you think, man? What are your thoughts on that as far as industry goes, and how are you able to do what you want to do and just be you and not be dictated to,
For that question, I'd point people initially to just look at Russ interviews. That would be a really great starting point to just understand the actual industry and versus independent. I would point people. But the main thing that's important to know is everybody is literally different, right? So if you have something that no one else can do to the level that you can do it. So that's where it starts. Once you understand that and and you figure out what that is, which is, it's very apparent. It's the thing that you do with no one asking you to do it. It's the thing that you just do and hours go by while you're doing it. Like whatever that thing is, it's different for everybody. So, but particularly in this industry, maybe you can make beats all day and just hours go by. Maybe you write, or maybe you just find yourself singing all day. So I mean, that whatever that is for you, that's what it is, and you own that, right? In that moment, it's you, that is yours. So no one else should own that. That's where I'm at with it. You should own your own stuff. No one else should be taking ownership of what you do. Now, with that, your other side of the question is, the industry, or what do I think? Kind of like the one thing is, I think you should stay flexible and just stay open to any opportunity. Say a label comes to you, and you, you know what? You should honestly like have your own community first and foremost. That's the first thing. No matter what you're gonna do, it. Have your own community. So like, if you don't like the offers that are coming, you ain't got to do them. You keep doing what you're doing. Have your own community first and foremost. Engage with your community. That's what I'm doing now. I'm building it right now. But if you are gonna take some kind of deal with an industry or a label or something like that, have somebody read it. Have a lawyer look at it. I'm flexible, man. Like if a label came to me and they're like, hey, we got this offer. Okay, well, what's the offer? Right. I'm on some Master P, Kyrie Irving, like frequency. So I'm gonna have to have like ownership of my own stuff, my masters, most definitely. You're not owning masters. That's the problem. We don't, especially artists in this industry, we don't do research. So like people don't know what Prince went through, why he had Slave on his face on stage. People don't know what Michael Jackson went through. He mysteriously, passed right before he was about to do that That's It tour, right before he was doing interviews about how he got his masters back from Tommy Mottola and all that. Like, you got to study, man. You got to know what you're getting into.
That reminds me of an old X-Clan lyric where they talked about Black folks are always trying to obtain, but no attempts to achieve. You know, and yeah, it's always that. Oh, but I'm gonna get paid, and but you don't have the taxes conversation, and then now something happens, something tragically happens, and now we got to have a GoFundMe for a platinum selling artist.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Veep, let's run another one, buddy.
No doubt. So we have another great video by my man Msanii. This one is called Love Tornado. Great song. Let's check it out.
There's a fear that's put out on media, in movies, all that stuff, all around the world. So everyone is connected on a fear-based kind of. So when they see Black people, there's already a false fear. You see what I'm saying? So that.
Gratitude, I've woken up to see another day. It's time to stretch, then meditate. 5 in the morning and young still asleep. Got my workout and I'm brushing my teeth. It's time to study, it's turning 6. The young in their rooms still sleeping like bricks. Pray to my spirit God, need an assist. Spirit God told me I'm being too strict. Yelling and screaming too much. Each moment seems like a fuss. Adrenals out of sequence, frequency frequently. So I've been seeking the secrets of us. Spirit God told me I stay on the move and don't make enough room for some breathing and touch. But we can adjust. Spirit God told me to be sure I'm sleeping by dusk and trust. Cause you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, Queen. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You need some time to do yoga. Tell other priorities to move over. Know who you are when you sober. Put down the liquor, put down the doja just for a day. If it's too hard, you're nowhere close to yourself, you're too far. Some of us stay on the bottom like tar. Some of us rise up as high as a star. Some of us stay in a melancholy state of mind, looking up and don't try at the bar. Which one of you? 1, 2, or 3? You and yourself need to come to agree. Only opinion that matters is your inner chatter, and that's how it has to just be. Well, yours and the Lord's, of course, but God is what's happening above. Down here, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, Queen. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. No one else can do it for you. What's your perception when you look in the mirror and see your reflection? Do you see royalty and perfection? Do you feel loyalty and connection? Do you feel like you're favored with blessings? You're greater than, do you feel less than? What's your biggest fears? What brings you to tears? Your peers, it appears no affection. Or do you feel stressed from the way people looked as you left cause you came with aggression? Or is it the fame and protection you seek that deplete you, defeat you, depression? This song is a pill that I'm giving that's too hard to swallow from deep indigestion. But I hope it leaves an impression and keeps you progressing. The message is you gotta love. You gotta love. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love. You gotta love. No one else can do it for you, Queen. You gotta love. No one else can do it for you, King. You gotta love. You gotta love. No one else can do it for you, Queen.
And that was Msanii with Love Triangle. Amazing song.
Love
Msanii.
So smooth.
Tell us the inspiration of that song, brother.
It's Love Tornado, not Love Triangle.
All right.
I'm about to say that. I was like,
Hey, that
I'm not gonna even begin to ask what's on
yeah, I
your
was like,
mind.
wait, what?
that was
Hey.
the entanglement. We're gonna bring that word back.
Love Tornado. Apologize. What was the inspiration behind that?
You gotta take care of yourself, man. You gotta take care of yourself. No one else.
Hence the video.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love yourself, man. I mean, that in every form possible. Like, tell you instead of like so, all the way down to those thoughts that everybody has, right? Because nobody's perfect. So, especially women, you know. My hair is ugly today. I don't like my hair today. I don't, I don't like this, or I don't. Just switch that. Simple. My hair, like what do you like about your hair? My hair's bouncy. My hair is, shiny. My hair is glimmering. My hair is fantastic. My hair is fabulous. Dude, just the words you say to yourself are very important. Very important.
Yeah.
You have to be a warrior with this, man. You got to tap into your primal mindset. Everybody has it, and we're told to, again, like, men can't cry, or it's like weak for men to cry, or even like the hashtag like pause. Like people say pause. It's like, dude, stop. Why are we doing this? Right. There's something deep rooted there, man. And it's just my opinion. It's just like positive self-talk, man. That's where I came from. You gotta love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love everybody, man. Honestly, you gotta love everybody. Don't be a fool if somebody's attacking you or whatever. Obviously, defend yourself. I do martial arts too, so like, I'm just saying, lead with love, man. Like, attack them with love, even yourself.
Right.
You know.
So
agree, man. Agreed. Just
go ahead. Hold on, Mike. Go ahead, Sharita.
Oh, I was wondering, what was the practice that you were undergoing in the video?
Fire cupping. Yeah. Yeah.
Did it hurt?
Oh, huh?
Because I saw flame and then I saw sucking. I was like,
No, it doesn't even. You don't even feel it. All you literally feel is like the cup on your back, and then that's it. Like you don't feel anything. It's actually very, very pleasing. Very pleasing.
And what does it alleviate or address?
Blood flow is one major thing. Increasing the blood flow throughout your body. You'll most likely go to sleep while it's happening. Is how comfortable it is.
Yeah, that sounds like a blessing.
Right.
Definitely.
Thanks for the info.
Oh yeah, definitely. Look it up though, for sure. It's very beneficial. Very beneficial.
My bad, Mike. Go ahead and finish her.
Huh? Oh, okay. Well, so what you were saying, I agree 100% because I always try to encourage, believe the best first. Don't believe the worst first. Believe the best first. Don't be quick to believe you automatically think somebody's hating on you. Don't believe somebody's trying to get you, or they ain't with me, or they ain't for that. All that eats at you also. What you believe about what you believe about others, and what you believe about yourself, but also what you believe about others. Everybody ain't out to get you, for that, the videos, brother. That doing your videos at that spot in itself shows innovation and creativity. Because it's encouraging. You're speaking layers of messages.
Yeah.
All at one time.
Yes.
And
like he's showing his process. People want to see it glazed over from the before and after. He's showing his process.
Yeah. And what we were talking about earlier about the messaging. The messaging and the music, and when you're doing the videos, all of that comes together in all the senses, right? And like I said, you're doing layers of messages. You know, we talk about the double and triple entendres, and then you throw the video on top of that.
Thank you.
Like you have no choice. You have no choice but to listen to his lyrical flow, and then you're getting addressed at the same time because you're like, did he just hit that? His cadence is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we're talking about the cupping, and it's like you know, I've heard about it, but I never experienced it, didn't know it. I know what it is, but never experienced it. But when you see, you know, you see a brother going through the actual process, and it's like, maybe I could go do this. Oh,
right.
He's getting a chiropractic adjustment going on here. This is some people. I got people in my family that are so afraid of the chiropractor.
Me. I know I need to go so bad.
Oh, it feels great.
The creaking, the popping. Oh.
Yeah, my wife says the same thing. My mother-in-law, you know, sisters.
Problem is y'all watch too many of those Chinese kung fu movies.
Obviously,
man.
You guys have been to chiropractors too.
Love it.
Well, we go there. Yeah, I love it. My good friend is a chiropractor. Yeah.
And that's so another thing to that is, so two things to that. The first person who ever got a chiropractic adjustment was a Black person, and his name escapes me. And I found this out speaking with Dr. K, Dr. Christian. And they tried it on him. He was a Black janitor, and it was and I'm not trying to create hate on, you know, other shades of humans. I'm just saying that it just so happened to be Caucasian doctors, in the whole practice of chiropractic care. They had never tried it. They tried it on him first. They like, hey,
oh wow,
if this messes somebody up, you know that's messed up. But you know that's not the first story that you've heard of. Those of things between these
experimentation.
Yeah.
So so that's one thing. But the other thing is, thank you for noticing what I'm doing here. I'm putting it right in the face. Again, I'm brainwashing you. I'm in full out attack mode, to be completely honest with you. Brainwashing with this other information that was purposely held from the Black community, for sure. It was purposely held from you, like just like financial information that we're just getting on. And I'm so blessed that I have a goddess that is on top of that stuff. But all this information, and I'm right in your face with it, man, because this is what's cool. It's cool to take care of yourself. You take care of your car, you get it maintained, you schedule all your maintenance on your vehicle, your tires rotate on top of that. But when it comes to stretching, meditating, breathing, getting adjustments and other stuff, it's like not cool. You know, we want to be thug hard and all that. And you know,
that's a great analogy.
You were stiff. You don't see. You can't. You try to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah. So this is what's cool, is taking care of yourself and being on top of this.
Okay. So I got a question. I want to circle back to something that you touched on earlier, and I want to ask you to maybe expound upon it. You spoke about community. Artists need community. Can you talk about the importance, or if it is important for an artist, particularly an independent artist, to have a community around them in this industry? And what is your experience about that?
Yes. So 3 quick bullet points to that. One is, I recently unfollowed like 300 people on all my platforms.
I've done that
maliciously, but it's just, I'm being intentful with what I'm bringing in from the universe and from the algorithm. Because, you know, when you're friends with all these people, you got 2,000 friends, you don't even know 90% of them, and then you're not even really interested in they might have made one post that you liked and you're like, oh, I'm following them because
right.
And so that the algorithm's going to bring all that to you, and that's not bad. So looking at that, but so the other two parts: community on social media and community in your inner circle. I think is very important. Again, you want savages, man. Like, love savages, bro. Like, people who are rooting for you. Like, y'all, man. Like, that's why y'all was like, hey, man, it's Friday. Can you available? Yep. I don't even care what I got going on, you know, because I'll work around, because y'all, man, y'all show a lot of love, and it should be reciprocal right back at you. I'm here, you know. So community like that, people who are supporting you for real, rooting for you for real, following your stuff for real, liking your stuff, sharing your stuff.
Right.
It's probably going to be 5 people max in your inner circle, and your family, you know, and people who actually love you for real, and who actually want you to win for real, and verbally say that, and then put their action behind it as well. So that's in your inner circle. But your community online, yeah, man. Build the community with people who are supporting you, who are following you, and people who you are actually for real inspired by, that relates to what you're doing. I think that's important for that type of community, so you're not wasting space and time, and you're being intentful with what you want the algorithm to bring to you, and to push who you want them to push you to as well. So
cool.
I just learned that the algorithm is like really, really like that. And I had heard somewhere else, watching motivational speakers and such, unfollowing people that really don't have any association with your goals or ambition. It's not being mean or anything like that, but because of the algorithm, being in tune or in I guess relation with people online by way of followers and friends, that'll bring that content to you as well. More of that content that addresses the things that you're focused on in your life particularly.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Man, this is more fulfilled than I thought it was.
You know what? I'm gonna jump in.
Go ahead.
Let's take it. Let's get into some more center-ish, hip-hop-ish conversation.
We knew this was coming out. This is what I wanted.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna talk to Msanii again. It's always a pleasure, but this is what I wanted.
Wait a minute. When Mike Precise is the one trying to get us back on track. Good God, what has happened?
It's not a matter of on track. It's just like, you know, I love, dude. We can talk offline philosophy. Man, you threw oh Lord, I forget the name of the philosopher you threw out in one of your lines. Dog, I love that conversation. Huh?
Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, Aurelius. Oh. Man, those are great topics of discussion. Deep, long. It's just, to me, that's fun. I kind of nerd out on stuff like that. But how you put words together? What's your process? Does it flow easily from you? Do you have to put a lot of thought? You know, do some of your songs come out faster than others? Mm-hmm. You know, if you get into a flow, can you just bang out a song, you know, in 30 minutes, an hour? Or some of them you got to marinate on, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month. Sometimes you got to come back. You know, it flows different ways. So the creative aspect of this art, no matter what you're doing, but specifically, and the element of the MC, mm-hmm. and the element of the MC, the writer, right? I'm strictly a writer. I cannot flow off the top at all. It's horrible.
Yeah, me neither. I can't connect the dots. I gotta sit with.
Yeah, but pen game all day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What's your flow like? Your creative process like? You know, that going off the top, more off the dome type of guy, or you just like to marinate on it? What's your what's your bones, man? What's your blood? What's in there?
Yeah. So I can do them both. I love doing them both.
Oh, wow.
But I prefer. You won't hear me saying I'm a battle rapper. I'm a freestyler. I won't verbally say that, but I do that as well. But my bones is writing. I prefer to write because I can actually give guidance, right?
Yeah.
Talk about something that actually matters in the universe. But as far as so I don't think about anything. This is the honest truth. I don't think. I force myself to just be in a child's mindset at all times. So I'm extremely silly, man. I'm extremely silly. Joke a lot about everything, man. Some things are funny to me that like people are like, what are you laughing at? You know?
So you're endorphin based.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I need a t-shirt that says need endorphins now.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's how I get through anything, you know.
Yeah,
do it yourself first.
Oh, it's too late for that. I'm about to design that right now.
Oh, whenever, please, you know what? If you design it, I gotta buy one. I need endorphins now.
So I stay with the child's mindset. That's the first thing. And
cool.
The music actually writes. I think this is how it is for all artists, but maybe some artists aren't aware of it. But you don't write anything. The music tells you what to write. Because the tempo is different for every beat. It could be a very gloomy beat. It could be very upbeat. You know, so the music tells you what emotion is going to be needed on this. So I pay attention to that, and then I let God give me the words on whatever the topic's going to be about on that song. And then what I do with the words is probably the most important thing for my process is I will whatever words are coming to me, I don't differentiate. I don't stop anything. I just let it all come. Whatever's going to come to me. And then I will make sure that, you know, have I used this word before? Did I use that word? If I did, how did I use it? And that's how I start. So it's like if I'm like, yeah, this is, you know, the sky is blue, and I am too, or just random stuff, whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I said the sky is blue in that way, so I'm not gonna say that. So I may say the sky is green and yellow, and then mix that with something different because green and yellow, you know what I'm saying, is blue, and then it's just like I'll make you think about it. And then I'll just, you know, I'll say the same line in a different way.
Yeah.
So I make sure that I don't use the same words in the same way, for sure. And I don't even have to think about that. It's just when you just let your mind be free, you'll actually retain more. And you don't even have to think about remembering it because you'll be like, did I write? Yeah, I did do that. You don't even gotta think about it. Just be free with it. Just be connected to the now. And bro, we're computers, man. Like the human body and the brain, it's a computer for real.
Yeah, we had that conversation a while back when you were on Blast, and we talked about being connected to the Bluetooth and getting the download. And I think that, like you said, every track, every song has a spirit that we can either decide to attach ourselves to or detach ourselves from. And so, which leads me to this question. How do you pick a producer or a producer's music that you want to work with? Are you just drawn to the music, or is it just something about that production that you go, okay, that struck a nerve?
That's crazy, because I was going to make one more point about that previous question, and it leads right into this. That's wild. One main point is that, and so I saw this post about this older gentleman, and he said he's been with his wife. They were in a taxi, and it was the video of them, and then they just had like words over it. It said, we've been together for 43 years, and it said the secret is because the driver was like, hey, I think it was like an Uber driver, hey, how long y'all been together? And he was like 43 years, and he's like, well, what's your secret? And he said, oh man, I just treat her like it's the first day I met her. And I'm like, crazy, that's crazy, because I do that. with my goddess, and I never heard nobody else say that. So I commented on it. I said, bro, you right on point. And he was just like, yeah, exactly. And we had a little banter, but with everything, you know, with and that's what I do with the music. So every beat, I literally channel again the child's mindset of this is the first time that I'm ever writing anything, that I've ever written anything. So automatically with that, you get a whole different type of energy as opposed to you just being like, man, I'm on to the next one. It's just, well, like, just think about that. First time you had ice cream, first time you played basketball, first time you got a kiss from, you know what I'm saying, from a woman, or like a hug, or it's just a whole different energy, bro. You know, rather than, oh, this is the next time that I'm doing it. So I keep it always as like, this is the first. So then I approach it with the utmost care, the utmost viciousness, the utmost love, the utmost attentiveness. And that's why you hear so much energy with every single one of my tracks. It's just like, because I approach it like it's the first time that I've ever done it. So
stay fresh.
Yeah, stay fresh.
I almost want to say that, like, so I was like, when are you going to do an anthem? And, you know, energetically, you're already doing anthems, but in a subtle way.
Thank you.
But
I think the root of his music is the anthem. Everything is growing from the anthem. So
right.
I agree with you.
There's two we're about to drop. One's called Kinetic. We just filmed.
Oh, that sounds hype.
Oh my God. It's ridiculous. If you hold on. If you give me a second, I can see if this is charged up. I'll play it for you. I'll play a little bit of it.
Wow. Sneak peeks.
Yeah, for real. So that's most definitely an anthem. And then we have another one called Reciprocal, which is even more of an anthem. So it's crazy you say that, because things are just they're getting up. There's an energy that's coming with every single new track, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Even Carla is
funny to say that.
Yeah, we all love y'all, Msanii.
Let me get this tablet, see if it's on. Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead. I got something that's 20 seconds. This is pretty dope, and I thought of you, Mike. Check this out.
And you know what got the flow that'll never play out. And you know what got the flow that'll never play out.
I love that.
That's a tease. I need a whole 2 hours of that.
Oh, I know.
D, I gotta reveal something to you, since you know we don't live like close enough to like hang out and all this, but brother, something that I was like, I gotta say something. I gotta comment something about that quick little snippet video. And what stood out is, I'm like, okay, where's the other turntable? I'm like, oh, he's just doing lefty. Oh.
Right. But you know how much space it takes to have two turns on the table. Like,
I know, but when I was a young dude, when I started out, I decided to cheat. When I was learning, and I didn't realize I was handicapping myself. I put both turntables on the right. I put both turntables on the right hand side. And I end up keeping it that way. And I tried to force myself to do the regular normal setup.
Right.
You know, like everybody else. And I was just I just spoiled myself. And you know, I hardly could ever get on nobody else's set and like really come out and do it, like get real nice. So anytime if I ever got on the turntables anywhere else, which wasn't very often, all I could do was like a mix. I couldn't like really get real fly.
Yeah,
just do a little scratching, and you know.
You know, though, that could have been, or that could be your secret sauce, man.
Style, yeah.
I tell you, one of the greatest blues guitarists of all time, one of the greatest blues artists was B.B. King, right?
Yeah.
B.B. King could not play and sing at the same time.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
So what was he doing all this time?
He would play, and then when it's time to sing, he's not playing. And
Wow.
it's kind of one of those nuances as an artist. You never know, man. The fact that you have a different style, that you just never know what that could lead to. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, Msanii, it's on you, bro. What you got?
Yeah. All right. Check this out. Let me turn this up. All right. So here's a snippet of Kinetic. We about to drop this. The video's being mixed right now. The song's already. So I'll play you a little sample on my verse. Scratching is DJ Texas. DJ Big Texas is doing the scratching. Jawborn and Derez made the beat. My homie AO is on the first verse, but I'm gonna play you a snippet of my verse. It's the second verse.
Yo, this is like an old E.F. Hutton commercial. It's like when y'all Msanii hits play, we all listen.
Everybody gonna be like, hush.
Let's go.
Yo, hey, yo, when it's you and I, it's a coup de grace. We tight like microbillion with no gluten pollutant. That's chewing suicide. That industry monster is supersized. Aim the bazooka high. You said you was that cat like bears. That line was stupid, guy. So I did a fusion with Goku and Master Roshi. We go Kushi, guy. Super move is nourishing. Refurbish your nervous system permanent. Different version of you inside. Obnoxious aflatoxins.
Right, Carla.
Do a dime, I feel like Kumba, how I maneuver. I'll juke you out of your suit and tie. Let me chill. Nah, put that alcohol and the booze aside. Centrifuge yourself from the cravings, and that's where youth resides. I'm up at 5 before the rooster cries. You try to produce creative juice, but you can't. Your pen and your tubes are tied. Flowing the booth like a tide. Know yourself without your friends. Is when popular groups divide.
It's crazy because he's actually he's going hard on somebody, but he's still smooth and still.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we got some. Yo,
that's crazy.
Yeah, see, that's why I asked those type of questions because writers, you know, your creativity, your power. You know, I mean, I don't know if you're into, you know, the comic books and the cartoons and all this stuff, but I love the X-Men. I love that whole mutant story, right?
The 97 fired.
Word. Oh yeah, it's coming out nice. It's coming out nice. So it's all in, you know. One day I'm gonna make this a book one day maybe, but it's like, how do your powers work? Yes. Your powers is different. You know, within that Marvel universe, you got different people with stretchy powers. You got people with fire powers, people that can fly, people that, you know, they got similar powers, but they don't work the same.
Yeah.
So
that's why I asked about that. That's why I asked about that writing thing, because I'm listening to your lines and I'm like, yo, I'm thinking of it and how I would do it, but from what you told me about how your powers work, it's like, yo, it's like, dang, you don't just. To me, I challenge myself to try to say something just like off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have it and have it match. Have it, you know, have a my own personal meaning along with something that somebody else will understand as well. Or somebody that knows me heard it. Oh, they know what I'm talking about, but y'all may not know nothing what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna write it anyway because I don't care. Somebody may ask. You know what I'm saying? And I hear you saying stuff, and it's like, yo, that is just slick. And then so I'm like, do you challenge yourself? It's like, nah, I can't say it this way. I gotta think of a different way to say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you do that?
Yeah. So one main thing. So when we first started, you said, how you doing? I said, I'm an extension of you, right? That's my power.
So you start deep from the beginning.
That's my power.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
I know what I am. If anything, if it was superpowers, you can look at me as Morph. You can look
All
at
right.
me as Morph.
All right.
An extension of you, for real. Like, I'm inspired by you, by all of you, by every single individual that is walking this planet. I'm inspired by how the wind blows the tree. There's a pattern there. You know, I mean, it's so when I'm hearing the music, I'm getting thousands of words, probably millions of words and sentences. Like, they're coming to me in full sentences. You know, and I'm like, that's a dope sentence. Okay, what's the next one? It's like how you swipe on your phone.
Yeah.
What's the next word? What's the next word? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I'll take that, and then I'll have a whole verse written, and then I say it. So you ever heard if you master something if you do it 10,000 times? So I'll have a whole verse written, and I'll say that boy more than 10,000 times. I'm talking about, like, I put headphones in because I don't want to disturb anyone around me, because this is so natural to me. This is what I want to do 10,000 times, and I'll say it. And I'm like, yeah, it's fire, but now I'm gonna switch the first bar and make it the middle bar, and I'll move all of it around, puzzle pieces and all that. I'm like, ooh, now that's a challenge to say. Now that's dope. It has to challenge me, and the words have to attack the beat, like Big Pun. Big Pun attacks the beat. Big L, they attack the beat. They're not like just talking the beat, they attack it. And there's pockets within the beat, you know, when there's stops, and there's certain pockets to where it's like your voice is an instrument too. So your voice needs to go on top of the beat, just like the drums do, or just like the snare does. So
that cadence.
So when you hear me, it's like, man, it's attacking. Like, you hear the beat, but my voice is in those other pockets where the beat is not hitting. That's why it's so smooth on the beat.
Word up. Yep. I call it riding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say I call it riding the track. You just ride it. You ride on it.
Yeah.
I was as you was talking, I was thinking about since somebody brought up the old kung fu movies. It's like the five deadly venoms. Which one would you say is your superpower as it pertains to hip hop? Which of the five deadly venoms is your kung fu?
Wow!
Deadly venoms. Give me the 5 deadly venoms.
You got
this Toad.
Go ahead. Toad, the lizard, snake. You
Scorpion.
got the scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last one?
What, rabbit? One of them? No.
Snake, lizard, toad.
Hold on, I had to look it up myself.
Oh, jeez. I should know that.
Fact check.
I should know that.
Toad, lizard, scorpion, snake, centipede.
Centipede. That's the last one.
What are they all?
Toad, snake, centipede.
Is the rabbit like fast? Is the scorpion like what attribute do they?
The toad is impenetrable.
Okay.
His skin, they put him in this like coffin full of knives and needles. They just to try something that could pierce his skin. And that still didn't work. They closed him up in there, opened him up, and he was kind of bleeding. I think right, wasn't it?
His weakness was his neck or something like that.
Yeah, they had to do anything possible. They could not do nothing with him.
Yeah. And so the centipede was fast and had lethal and fast moves. Scorpion, let's see, he relied
I don't remember Scorpion.
Yeah, he relied on a kick. He had a kick that was like the stinger in the scorpion.
That's right.
Lizard was on mobility, and snake was
he was precise.
Yeah, and he was good at doing the opposite. He would, if you're going with your right, he's gonna go with his left, and vice versa.
And hit you every time.
Right.
It was a counter.
Counter. Yeah.
Dang, out of those, I'd have to say I'm a combination of the toad and the what was the lizard? The one that was, or the snake was good with doing the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Countering.
I'm a combination of the toad and the snake because, you know, what I'm talking about on here, I'm on my topics, I'm purposefully talking about this because I know you're not going to talk about this. I'm certified health coach, certified personal trainer. That's where I'm getting all this knowledge, like kinesiology and the body anatomy. That's what I'm rhyming about. Nobody's going to rhyme about that. Nobody's rhyming about that. And so I'm going left when you're going right there because nobody wants to even talk about these things that'll extend your life, right? And I'm the toad because I don't care what someone's going to say about my topic because there's really nothing you can say. It's pure love, and I'm hitting you with that, you know. So yeah, I'm just doing me. I'm in my lane and in my zone, and yeah, I'm a combination of those two.
Like that.
Yeah, I like that for real, for real. I know we're over, Veep, but we're gonna keep going till the wheels fall off. Because I have one more question. I don't want to monopolize everything, but Mick Jagger is 80 years old. No, legit, he's 80. I had to look it up because I was gonna say, you know, he's 120, but no, he's really 80. And they stay on tour. You have all of these other genres of music, whether it's jazz, whether it's rock, whether it's country. You know, Willie Nelson is in his 90s and still on tour. Somehow, some way, though, when you're over the age of maybe 30 and you're in hip hop, there is this perception that you're old and that's whack and you need to go find a real job. What do you say about ageism in hip hop these days?
So I'm 42, first and foremost, and I feel like I don't have a feeling about it because that's just one of
stigmas
of, you know, hundreds, thousands of things that someone can say about you. So that's where you lose, right? I don't believe there's any losses at all. I think there's just lessons. Like failures are good. Even my children know that. But that may be the only loss that you can have possibly, now that I'm thinking this through, because when you start to think about what other people think about you instead of what, like, you're perfect how you're how you're supposed to be. You are perfect. You are made exactly how you were supposed to be made, and you need to optimize that. So like when you start thinking about what other people think, you lost, and it doesn't care what somebody else thinks because they're just, like you said, they want you to be where they're at. They just haven't elevated within themselves, so they don't want you to elevate. Why would they want you to elevate? Now you're like out of their reach, and they need somebody to be where they're at, you know? So whatever. And people, when I meet people, they're like, you know what I'm saying? So you just keep yourself in shape, man. Just move your body, bro. You ain't gotta do nothing crazy. Get up, stretch, meditate, walk. Walking is one of the healthiest things you can do. Just get up, eat, walk, drink water, you know, and then you'll actually avoid all that anyway because people don't even know. I purposely tell people how old I am. It's fun. It's a funny joke at this point. It's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look 28.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I really thought that you was a youngin'. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't give you that.
All good.
I'm thinking, D-Ray, this question don't apply, man. What you doing?
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know he was 42. I literally thought the dude was in his 30s. I did not know. For real. That's why I said when you're over 30. So,
yeah.
That's crazy. Now, Sharita, go ahead, ask him, you know, the real reason why you're here. I know you want to talk about Drake and Kendrick, so go on right ahead.
Oh boy.
Can I start with what I think real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm not dying, but I've been like really eager to share and see what the consensus would think about that, right? Like I just really, as far as who won, Drake did not win because he has ghostwriters. Kendrick Lamar is actually writing every line. When it comes down to the fundamentals of MCing, that's where we are. Ghostwriting was never an element.
It's against the rules.
So,
You're breaking the rules.
It makes me feel like, last Friday night, whenever he dropped one, then he dropped one right back on him. Like, he literally either had it on deck or either he just really went to his studio and dropped a good 20 bars and then let it out on the internet. Like, I mean, I don't know, but I will concur that J. Cole was smart to bow out. But I mean, as far as a winner or whatever, I think, Kendrick Lamar is well versified and he's a great writer. He's Pulitzer, for goodness sake. That's unheard of. I mean, Drake is a pop star that can rap. He just crossed genres. He's not, So what do you think? Do you concur with that, or do you just, want to add or disagree, or what do you think?
If I were I actually did a reaction video on this 2 days ago. I did a reaction video and actually took it down today. Why I took it down was because I think Warner Music Group said something about like doing something with like the music and copywriting. I have to look at that.
UMG, right?
Huh?
Was the Universal Music Group?
It said Warner Music Group. I got a notification on Facebook. I was just like, whatever. But so I took it down today. I'm probably gonna post it back up anyway.
They tried to flag you for your comments?
No. So it's like copyright, with the music or whatnot. But that just means that it won't be shown in some countries. I'm figuring that out. I was gonna start doing reviews on things, but that was my first one. Actually, that was the first thing I reviewed, was because Goddess was like, you should review Kendrick's diss songs. And I'm like, all right, let me listen, let me do it. This fool dropped 3 diss tracks. The first one had 4 verses, man.
He just kept extending.
Something was 16 something. The other one was like Meet the Grams had 4 verses on it. And then Not Like Us. Oh my God, they're not like us. So look, I'll tell you like this, and this may seem like a whimsical answer or whatever. Goddess was like, you should do a review. I listen to the universe. I'm always listening to the universe. I'm always outside looking up at the travelers, which that's a whole nother conversation we can have whenever y'all ready for that one. Universe did not even tell me to review or listen to any Drake diss song. I have nothing against either one of them, but the fact that the universe didn't tell me to even listen to Drake's let me know that I'm only supposed to listen to Kendrick's, and that there's no need to listen to Drake's because he can't mess with Kendrick. That's what I get from what the universe told me. But this guy, like, Kendrick went in, bruh.
It's like you can never win against someone that can do all of it himself.
Yep.
Think about like if Michael Jackson and Prince had a battle. As bad and as great of an entertainer as Michael was,
Prince.
Michael still needed a team to make a record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prince is still releasing singles, and he been gone for 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
He said he got enough music that 100 years from now it'll be a new single from Prince. That's crazy.
Hey, Michael got a sneak win though.
Of course.
He got it. No, I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about? On the,
you talking about when he put Prince on stage with James.
I heard that story.
If you guys,
that was jazz.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like you wrong.
Y'all remember when Dave Chappelle did Rick James?
Right.
He has actually been talking about doing a movie about Prince versus Michael, but do it like that Charlie Murphy would have done a Rick James story.
Oh,
Because there's a flip side to that story of what happened when Prince left the stage and tried to run Michael Jackson over because he was so mad that he embarrassed him on stage. So that kind of stuff is hilarious.
But they both were very sarcastic men. Now that posthumously they're doing these videos and you're seeing these videos of Prince and Michael Jackson, like they both was real sharp, very sarcastic dudes, smart asses.
They were kind of they were combative, but they weren't enemy combatives.
Right. It was just about their life.
Right.
Individually.
And you know, as far as Prince was concerned, in his autobiography, he basically compared them, the two of them. He was like, Michael is magical, and magical means you have no rules. You can kind of create your own environment. And Prince was like, I'm a student of the funk, and funk has rules. You know,
it sure do.
You know, this stuff over here has rules.
Funk is harder.
Right.
Stay in the pocket.
And I think that is kind of the difference between Kendrick and Drake. You know, you know, there are rules to this. One believes in magic and one believes in the rules.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Wow. Because the way that Kendrick said in one notion, you know, basically you associating yourself with being black. I'm a black man. You know, I mean, there were so many nuances. He started to go, you know what I mean? He even said in one of the tracks, he's like, I tried to make it a traditional beef, but you stepped over the boundaries when you started mentioning names. So since you want to go deep, we can go deep. Exactly. It really went deep on him culturally, familiarly. You just went deep on this guy. Like, oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
Ain't nobody else going to do it. Ain't nobody else going to say nothing.
All I'm saying is, can you imagine being at Drake's house in a cold, dark mansion when that last track got dropped? It's like, I should have never opened my mouth.
Talking about 616.
Oh my God, I should have never opened my mouth. I should have never, whatever I did to piss this dude off, I should have just apologized.
Right.
You know y'all know the closest thing to this, right? That already happened. That's our era.
Shan and
Yes, and the entire Queens. You can't even just say Shan. It's just like.
I mean, the Queensboro.
Like KRS-One versus the entire
dilemma.
I'm from Queens. I'm from Queens. I love the song and couldn't admit it.
Wow. Oh, you would have got beat up, right? You would have got beat up.
You can't admit it. Oh, there was always fights in the clubs anyway. Fights in the club anyway. You better.
My husband's from the Bronx. He was like, they used to fight people because of, you know, rappers were territorial, you know, or territory. Like if you was from South Bronx,
that's the only thing that's different now. That's the major thing that's different now.
Better not talk about KRS-One.
The beefs are hard, but you know, at least brothers ain't killing and shooting each other.
We hope not. Here's my question.
It's the fans that right there. Right. The artists have the control of stuff. I mean, can I say this freely here? That was just like when the Barbs went over to Megan Thee Stallion's mother's gravesite, and you know they had to really put some L's on that because, like, you know, they was really beefing, these ladies were, and then their fans started, you know, so most likely whoever went over there and shot a bullet or whatever they did over Drake's mansion was not a TDE camp person. I think that's fandom, and people just go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's why J. Cole did what he did, and that's the approach that I actually would take.
Yeah,
smart.
You're never gonna hear nobody come at me. You hear somebody come at me, I'm gonna drop a 30-minute song on somebody that's continuous, and this is gonna be ridiculous. Like,
he said continuous. He said 117 bars.
I don't play. So that's why I don't even like, if somebody were to write something on me, I would actually reach out to them first before I dropped it.
Like, yo, you really want to do this?
So what's going on? Not to like, hey, what's going on? Like, what's going on with you? Let's talk. Is this something we can talk through? Let's meet up. Because if I drop something on you, bro, it's like I'm telling you, like it's not. So, but that's the approach that I would have taken too, and that's the mature approach that J. Cole took, and people they wanted him to go, and he was like, "Man, y'all want blood, man? That's not even."
No, but he proved his point though, because guess what? You know better than to go against J. Cole.
Right.
J. Cole murdered Benny the Butcher on Johnny P's caddy.
I'm just saying,
in his
you
face.
know better. Now, and I mean, like, yeah, I can apologize, but at least y'all know my kung fu is strong.
Right. Exactly.
My tiger style.
Yeah, my tiger style is un-F-wittable. Here's my question. What is everybody's favorite rap beef?
I just said mine.
I like 50 Cent. I like 50 Cent and 50 Cent against anybody.
Right. I can see.
You know, I laughed a lot with Kumo D and LL Cool J.
I was thinking the same thing. That's my secondary one.
Yeah.
Because
Mo D had me rolling, man.
Yeah.
Just Star Trek shades on.
I'm not really with it, man. But if I had to pick, one, I'd probably say Cannabis and LL Cool J.
That was pretty
good.
Yeah.
Especially when LL went back and rewrote his verse.
Right. Right.
But it happened.
Second real.
That was real. It was that one was real.
Cannabis lines were dope.
Yeah. But that was, I think Al was he was reaping what he sowed, man. He was. Yeah.
Now, remember we were talking about haughty and cocky and all of that, but being benevolent.
Yes.
LL Cool J embodied cockiness and haughtiness, but yet he was. Ladies love Cool James. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard conflicting things about Cool J. I met him a couple times.
I mean, you from Queens, so you give us a scoop.
Yeah, I mean, I met him, two, three times. I was in a group back in the day. We remember back in the Right On magazine and stuff like that. So
wow,
so we had pictures together, and then you see the same people a lot of times sometimes. But he was cool people, as far as I could tell. Some of that was just persona, Some of that was just persona, but really he seemed like cool people. But I don't know. I mean, that's just what I saw, and that wasn't really too personal. It was just how he was, it's just how he moved in the amongst the people and in the crowd.
By that time, I mean, think about it. LL came out 84? Was that 85? 84?
I think 85.
Yeah, so you think about the average lifespan of a rapper is 2 or 3 years, and by the time
you got 2 or 3 decades,
you got 2 or 3 decades. You know what I mean? Think about that for a second. And so, but by the time that he started running into cannabis, I think LL knew his lane.
He had just gotten the tattoo with the mic wrapped around. He already
that's his lane.
Established boss already. He's an established boss.
Right.
So
who is this kid? Cannot bust. What is this?
Which he still is, because guess what? There's nobody in LL's lane, and that's what I
still to this day.
Right, and that's what I think is missing in hip hop. Everybody wants to be in everybody else's lane. We grew up in the era where you could have the Fat Boys and then have an Ice T. Or
Big Daddy Kane,
or Houdini, or Tribe Called Quest. Everybody had their lane.
Yeah.
And I love that about hip hop.
Yeah, and I miss that.
The individuality that was embodied. That's why I fell in love with hip hop.
Right.
Because you could really just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I was like, the more yourself you were, the better off you would be. Like with Pasta Noose and Del the Funky Homo Sapien, everybody was truly, truly like individual.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, I think my power is about to power down in a little bit.
Uh-oh.
So before, I'm gonna embarrass myself now before I just disappear.
Nah, we can't. If you gotta go, we all gotta go.
Yeah, we
The
should.
team. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Sharita, please let us know what you think about this evening, and just tell us whatever's on your mind before we head out.
Oh man, I had a ball. This is really, really great. My husband was on the show once, and I watched his episode. Shouts out to DJ Sugar Shack Jose.
DJ
That
Sugar
was
Shack.
Senior. But yeah, I watched a couple, and I just really love the formatting. I like how I love talking hip hop. I could do it all day, and this is exciting. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for joining.
You're welcome anytime.
And Msanii, please just keep doing what you do, man. Like you're a breath of fresh air. Seriously.
That's the only way I can keep doing it. Is if you know, it's all reciprocal. So I appreciate everything that you give. I appreciate your knowledge on hip hop. Period. That alone is inspiring. So yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna go to Mike Precise just in case he gets clipped. Mike, what do you got to say?
If I get cut off, if you could share what your name means, that would be that would be insightful. And you know, I was gonna bring up we need more soul sound. We need more soul sound in hip hop. It seems like, you know, that's faded. I know it's still out there, but it's not enough. And
right,
you know, that's you all day.
Thank you, brother.
That's you all day. Insightful, soulful, skillful. I'm gonna say skillful again. Skillful.
Thank you.
That's what I appreciate, man. I appreciate words, man. I appreciate wordplay. I appreciate messaging. People who actually have something to say. Not people who think they have something to say, and people who actually say something.
Yes.
There's a difference. So yeah, brother, you got it.
The name Msanii is just means the artist in Swahili. So
in Swahili, okay.
Wow.
That's everybody is an artist and something that you do. So everything about me is not. It's literally nothing individual. It's nothing. It's collective. It's everyone. It's everything. Everything collective. Everything reciprocal. All energy at all time, man. It's all connected. So that's all I am is an extension of you, literally.
That's dope. Cool.
Real talk.
Word.
And the minute we start thinking otherwise, that's the minute that we start getting all these things happening, like school shootings and like people, you know, thinking you better than people robbing. Because you too, now you thinking you apart from the collective, man.
Yeah. Disconnection. Disconnection.
Yes.
Msanii, what would you like to say to the people before you head out, bro?
Man, that'll probably be it right there. What I think that's the most important thing out of everything.
Word.
So,
No doubt. So be ready. What do you got to say before we head out, brother?
Real quick, I've been sitting here and listening to Msanii talk, and behind him is there are two words behind him, and create and believe. And I was thinking that there was some intention behind putting a belief upon creation. And my parting shot is, you know, for those that are worth the effort, always look deeper, because there's meaning behind a lot of stuff. And I'm blessed to know this brother, and maybe I can work with you one day. You never know.
That's total inside joke.
My man.
Yeah.
Well, again, everybody, thank you for hanging out. And again, before Mike disappears, I want to wish you a happy belated, my brother.
Happy belated birthday.
Oh yeah, happy belated birthday, buddy.
He's that Cinco in the house.
And since we got a queen here, happy early Mother's Day.
Yeah, early pre Mama Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
So everybody, we thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight. We thank you for tuning in. Make sure you stop by next week because our girl Sharita is our focal point of conversation. And I look forward to that. So everybody, just like Rakim always says, it's where you're from, it's where you're at, and I always keep it at the center. We love y'all. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
They used to jam in the center.